And we are now here with the American players, and we have our guest host, Dictator Lloydovich, to gloat, shall we say, over the stunning Soviet victories, and us Americans are putting our tails between our legs and hanging our heads. So, guys, what happened?
I'm sorry.
What are you doing in my country?
We failed.
I need to ship aubergines.
So, on a serious note, how has it been playing for you?
It's brilliant.
Yeah?
Really, really good. Once we got all up, we started getting all the extra units in. The dynamic just changed, and some took off, and still getting used to how units work, and not to be aggressive, and not or to hold back, and it just really started to completely change. It got really, really good.
How about you, Shane?
The troops came in. The dynamics, as you said, did all change. Troops are actually really cheap in the game, and they're really hard to shift once they get into buildings or once they get dug in.
You're good.
That's what I found anyway. The tactics all changed with the troops as well. So it was tough though against the Russians. Like even the Heinz can shift troops just as easily as everything else. So just it didn't go well for me, So that was.
How's your experience with the Heinz going? Because I've had reports that the Heinz have been firing off plenty of rounds and hitting nothing. In fact, it was in your battle.
Well, yes, it is. Yeah, Bruce was giving out he hates them, and I'm going. Eventually just started ignoring them because they weren't doing any damage. Then we played another game, and they actually started to work, but he still wasn't using them, and he was just kind of moving around. So also the Cobras are quite squishy. They really don't.
They drop.
They drop.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. When you get hit,
it's a 5-up
they
save.
don't. Yeah, they don't. They can really be damaged very, very quickly.
Interesting.
It doesn't sound like you've trained your troops enough.
No, it's all tactics. Like once I get the hang of them Cobras, I'm coming back into like the Slavia.
And that'll be that, huh?
Yeah, game over. Just sit them in behind the buildings, up, shoot, down. But they're no good. You can't move. If you move a Cobra, you only want to be moving Cobras for shooting troops. They can move and shoot troops, but they can't move and take out a tank because they're tow missiles. You have to stand still to shoot the tows.
Right.
So that's how you use the Cobras. You try them. Either you move them and you don't shoot and you hide behind a building and leave it very difficult for the opponent to shoot. You want to position yourself so that you can get your opponent on the next turn. So you keep them back, hide them behind the building. And you need to support him with your own troops as well. So if he wants to come in with his Heinz, you want to be in a position where you have a good anti-air beside your Cobras, because your Cobras aren't great anti-air. The only anti-air they have is an 8-inch range, and the Heinz doesn't want to come any closer than 8-inch anyway, because his missile is minimum 8-inch distance. So he'll just sit on the outside and shoot in at the Cobras. So you need to protect the Cobras, but if you protect them, they'll come up, they'll shoot 4 tows, and they'll take out any tank in the game, any games I've played so far. So, but that's the way to work for me,
So they're good tank hunters.
They're great tank hunters, yeah.
They've got that whole. Do they do that sort of thing where they just sort of pop extra tanks and then
down, and then so they're always in cover. So you're always going to be hitting them on +1. Even when you're shooting them, because they'll always generally be behind some sort of cover. Obviously, if you're playing in a game where it's completely open, your covers are going to struggle. But if you have buildings or any sort of trees or any high terrain,
damn it! Why did we build so many
things?
So many housing blocks.
They were great. The housing blocks were brilliant.
That was brilliant.
The whole game could be changed.
Yeah.
Because Bruce was just doing bogging roll. Then Warren told him about your house rule, double roll. And he's no longer rolling bogging rolls. I was going to wait for him to just get bogged down. But then putting dragons in the buildings, they just start taking out. They take out tanks really quickly.
So they were effective. It wasn't
They
just.
were very effective.
Oh, good. Okay.
And the 50 cals on the APCs.
They were doing their job.
I had behind a tree, and he had his group of 6 Heinz there. And my first roll took out 2 Heinz. He was not happy.
Awesome.
So then he just started moving them away from me and keeping them hidden away.
Is this the last time we're talking to our gamers
Yes,
this
it
weekend?
is. Yeah.
So this is like the last episode of Tale of 4 Gamers.
This is it.
Because I was just wondering, because you guys are going to go out there and do some more battling, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you do realise that you're to be gone by Tuesday. I've had reports. My guys have said they're going to have you cleared out, undefeated, and out, and my road's open to ship aubergines by next Tuesday.
Oh, we still have
Sorry.
4 more hours.
What do you think?
4 more hours to
yeah.
turn around.
Are you going to be gone by next Tuesday? Well, you'll be gone by tomorrow.
Or are we not worried?
I don't know. I don't know. I think there's some other plans later on.
Yes.
Yes, was just
Yeah.
So did you guys have fun this
Oh,
weekend?
great, yeah.
It's
Brilliant,
been brilliant.
yeah.
The boot camps are just absolutely a great experience. Great meeting people, learning new games, and meeting the developers and creators. It's just
And
great.
this game I found, it's a really fast game. It's,
Yeah.
you know, it's,
Oh, yeah.
it's brutal. The rules are great. You know, yeah, like every game, it is difficult for the first few games to get rules.
Yes.
But I caught on to the rules very quick, and I actually haven't played Flames of War. I don't know the history, but it's great as well because I didn't know anything about Cobras or Heinz or Abrams or any of the tanks or the 113s. I could go back to work tomorrow and talk about this stuff as if I know what I'm talking about. And the game let me learn lots of stuff about kind of what happened in the 80s. In a real interesting way, so it's kind of on 2 ways. It's educational and it's a bit of fun. It's not really educational it's theoretical. You know,
Yes.
you get
Yeah.
to know what equipment was back then and kind of what I was capable of doing.
There you go.
So
So
I
it's still
found
used now.
It's education by mistake.
by mistake. Oh yeah,
Absorb
yeah,
information.
And then a lot of the people who are here actually do have a background in a lot of that kind of stuff. So I got to talk to people who actually do know what they're talking about as well.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot as well. It's had a good bit of fun.
Just to pick up on your comment about it being fast paced in the other video, I was saying I've been hearing reports that the games go really quickly and you get
Yeah.
lots in. Is that what you guys are experiencing too?
Compared to previous boot camps, yeah, I got in 6 games yesterday, whereas previous to that, maybe 2, maybe 3 if you were lucky.
Yeah.
But sometimes, yeah, you can get like the games just suddenly. That's because it's so devastating. Everything kills, everything gets wiped out. So you realise, okay, it's over in like 3 turns.
There you go.
If you've made some bad decisions, you're going to be annihilated.
Right, you got it right there, Mick, when you said it's over.
It's over.
It's on.
Skins up well there as well.
Oh, yeah.
So do you recommend the game to new players?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Yes.
If you like kind of, if you're not a huge fantasy player and you kind of half like kind of, it's not sci-fi, but it's mechanized kind of stuff. If you like anything like that at all, it's a great game.
It's
If
not
you-
strictly history.
It's not strictly
either.
history either. Like I'm not a history buff. I didn't get into Flames War because it was pure history, and I don't know why. I just didn't seem to have an interest in it. But this, you know,
It
it's
has
not really.
it has that history element that you can then make your own.
Yes.
As
Make your
we've
own
done
up,
at
yeah.
the boot
Yes.
camp
Yeah.
with this whole my
Yeah.
country,
Yeah,
Lloydislavia,
yeah.
all being made up.
Yeah, and then with Flames of War, if you want to play anything historically accurate, you can't say put the French against the US or the British against the US. You can, but then you're looking at it going, that's not. But in this, you could have the British against the US because you can make up the history. You know, you know, because it's all made up anyway. Kinda.
Kinda.
Except for the
all
vehicles.
kinda.
They,
Yeah.
they did exist back then. So.
So there you guys go. US side, we're gonna try and go and regroup and decide our tactical withdrawal from Lloydislavia. Other than that, yeah, laugh now.
They're retreating on all fronts.
Vietnam all over again.
Oh, there's that word.
I don't think it was that bad.
So just keep watching. There'll still be more updates throughout the day today. And remember, you can win a starter set. It includes 2 of the beautiful hardback rulebooks, a Soviet starter set and the American starter set. And just keep watching and comment.
Mom, out of my country. Hi, Mishka. Go, get.